share with you a tool that I know we've been talking about it for a bit, and I thought I'd share it with yourself and as an insight to some of our members and also any of our friends that might be interested in having a look at what we're up to. So let me just see if I can share my screen.
Yep.
Tell me when you can see something.
I can see your spreadsheet.
Well, that's actually not a spreadsheet. That's actually MT4, and It's a shot of the terminal window.
I'm with you.
And what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that, as you know, or as most of our friends know, we at ATS like to trade portfolios. So when we have portfolios, we have many trades open. So what you're seeing there is 30 odd trades open currently on this particular platform. And yes, you've got all the data, it tells you what's going on, you know where your profit is, your losses, your take profit settings, all the rest of it. But that's not a real convenient way of looking at things. So what I've developed and what I want to share with you is to look at this on a dashboard that makes it a bit easier to see. So what I've got here, just to get started, is this is just the Euro chart on the daily. And yes, we can see that there's one trade open there. But what I want to do now is overload that with our new dashboard, which is an EA. It's not an indicator, it's an EA. And it's called ATS Dash, and it's nominated as the 21st of the 2nd to the 24th of February. So that's today's issue. So keep an eye on the dates. As we update them, the date changes will happen. One of the inputs to this is what we're trading in this particular portfolio. So here we have a portfolio that we have a setting of 1% risk per trade.
Yep.
And when you load that on, what you get is effectively a dashboard giving you the same information you saw on the terminal, but now in a more elaborate way in terms of it's been sorted by currency pair. It shows you how many trades you've got open. It also gives you a quick snapshot of how many lots you've got long and short, so buy or sell. So in the Aussie yen, for example, we've got 0.13 long and 0 short. So we've got a single trade on there, and that happens to be right now at a profit of $1,179. I'll get into the heat component of this in a minute, but basically that's just giving you an indication of where you're at. Now, what this little tool does is we're obviously on the Euro New Zealand chart here, but what would happen, we'd want to go to the Aussie yen chart to see what's going on. So if we click the Aussie yen symbol here, it actually takes us to the Aussie yen chart. And so now we've got a little bit more information on the screen here. You can see that this particular trade that we've been looking at, you can see where the entry condition was around here. The green line's an indication of the open trade, and the red line, the red bar here, is the current stop position. So what we can see here is that we've actually trailed this stop. So as prices moved up, the stop loss has moved up as well. And so this trade now is showing a stop loss which, if it was hit, would actually close in profit. And that's what we see in this heat calculation. So if we actually closed off on that stop loss, we would realise a $775 profit. So that gives us an indication of the heat. We call it heat. It's our exposure. So if we look at the heat across the board, we've got some trades that are giving us a positive result because stop loss has moved. We've got other trades that are showing us a loss because our stop loss is still below our entry condition. But overall, here we have 34 trades. We're currently showing a profit of $11,289, and we've got a heat of $3,096. What that means is if all of these trades closed out right now at their stop loss, we would realise a $3,000 loss.
I'm going to say the worst case scenario, if every single trade suddenly went to its stop loss right now, we'd cop that value of total heat.
Correct. Now that's an unrealistic scenario because we're not going to get everything hitting stop loss at the same time, but it just gives us an idea of the heat that we're currently absorbing. We're obviously well we're deep into profit, $11,274 in positive expectation, with a possible loss of $3,000. So that just gives you a quick snapshot of what's going on.
Yes, the good thing about that heat is it gives a theoretical worst case scenario. It's basically the risk you have on the table at any point in time.
Correct. What you can also see here is there's a dashed red line, which indicates that we had a trade that was closed off. And being a red line there, we would have entered that as a short, but it's closed us out at a stop loss and therefore taken a loss.
Yep.
If we look at something that's got a few more active trades, like the pound yen, for example, pound yen, we've got 3 active trades. So the details of those individual trades are over here, showing the magic number for each trade, and with our portfolios, most of our trades have a separate magic number for each trade. Gives us an indication of lot sizes, where we're going to buy or sell, and you can see here we're quite comfortable here in that if all of this stopped out, we'd still be over $2,000 in profit, and you can see that by the red lines here showing, or the red bars showing where their entry was and where our current position is and where the stop loss is associated with each of those. So how do you like that, Rich?
Mate, very nice. Visually, it gives me all the information I need, and I like the way you can select which market and you drill down into the actual trades of that market and it goes to that chart. No, it's excellent, mate. So do you want to just give a rundown of the balance equity on that right-hand menu? And also there's something, the server time on the left-hand side.
Yeah, well, this was just put in there to give an indication of what your broker server time is. So in terms of here we are today, we're sitting here talking now at approximately 10 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon, or Wednesday evening, but the server is seeing this as 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So our server is obviously sitting in a different time zone than we are, but this gives you an idea of where you are in your bars as well. Now we trade off the daily chart, which is why we're looking at the daily time frame up here, and we can see that we've got another 10 hours or so before the day flips over to the next day.
Actually, that this is from a VPS, is it? So this would be New York.
Well, this is sitting. Well, it depends on your broker. This is the broker time, so it doesn't matter where it's sitting. It's the broker's server time.
Yeah. Yep.
And yes, this particular portfolio is trading on a VPS, but this particular chart is not on that trading platform. It's sitting on a separate PC, looking at the same Metatrader platform, and just pulling that data off.
Yeah, maybe our members need a bit more info on that. That is important because in prior discussions we've talked about how we need to severely restrict the resources we use within the VPS. So clearly you don't add this dash to the VPS itself, but on your local machine, you can log in to your VPS account. You make sure on your local machine, using your local Pepperstone, that the auto trading function is turned off.
As it is on this one. So here we're turned off. So this particular incarnation of MT4 doesn't trade. All it does is report.
Nice, mate. Very nice.
And yes, you can see over here we're looking at the pound yen, which is fairly obvious, but just another heading. There's 3 EAs that are active on this. Our current balance in the account is 36,000, and our equity is 47,000. We've got a 1% risk. So the 1% risk relates to the trade risk when these trades are taken. So you can see here we've got multiple EAs running on this with different lot sizes, different entry conditions, different stop losses. But when we get a nice trend, as we're showing here, we enjoy a profit across the board.
Nice. Just thinking that 1% trade risk, when we initially take a trade, our heat usually should be close to that number or around about that number when we initially take that trade. That therefore says that the the risk applied on that trade is 1% on our equity. So in the heat, that's what we're looking for when a new trade enters. However, with the trailing stop, when that starts kicking in, our heat reduces.
Yeah, correct. And there will be times, and I don't know, we've got an example here where we have both long and short. Here we go, here's an example. We've got two trades on the euro, one's long and one's short. And you can see them clearly demonstrated there with the red and green lines. And you can see the B and the S in the magic numbers.
Not quite edged, but there's a tug of war going on there.
Well, effectively, it's not balanced 100%. We're biased long, so we're hoping the price moves up. But if the lots buy and sell were equal, we'd obviously be in a complete hedge.
Yep.
But again, we're looking at again, this is somewhat unrealistic. We can't hit both stop losses at the same time, but if we did, then we'd realise a $53 loss.
Nice, mate. That's great, Fred. Anything else?
That's probably it, mate. I just wanted to quickly give you an insight into that, and we're going to give this little EA away for our friends and visitors, and Rich will tell you all about how to get hold of that. But if you enjoy it, let us know. We'd like some feedback, and we're toying around with what additional information we might have put on this dash to try and make it a bit more informative, a bit more information on potential drawdowns or risks, other things that we might want to see. So if you've got any ideas, let us know, and we'll enhance this as time goes on. But for the moment, grab hold of this, load it up. It's probably more useful if you've got many trades on. If you've only got one or two trades, it still works, but it's probably not as informative as something that's got 34 trades running at the moment.
Nice, mate. So for our non-members, we're giving this as a giveaway. I'll have a link at the bottom of this video to our shop, where we will be providing this at free of charge. You've just got to download it from the shop and go through the steps there, but it will be at no cost. But for our members, I'll leave this within the forum download section as per normal, and they can just straight away use it.
Yeah, okay, mate. That's it for today. So we'll see you next time.
Thanks very much, Fred. See ya.
Cheers, mate. Bye.